Namaste, everyone. I'm going to give you a ritual for opening up to love. So, for those of you who feel you have blocks when it comes to love, deep rooted fears, insecurities, or major reservations when it comes to love, giving and receiving love. So let's say you have undergone trauma in love. Could be even trauma in your childhood when it came to feeling safe. Maybe you were neglected. Maybe your father didn't make you feel safe, supported, or protected, provided for. Let's say that you have made mistakes in love and you are harboring the guilt of that, and you are experiencing the great self-sabotage when it comes to giving and receiving love. You can experience the great self-hate due to many things, right? Your own worst enemy, yourself, basically. And you've had enough, right, of feeling unworthy, feeling incapable of giving and receiving love, and you would like a tool towards your liberation, right? To unblock yourself and really open up those emotions, right, that are keeping you tied and bound and attached to these patterns within you, right? That's keeping you very upset or agitated. So we're going to open up some of these emotions so that we can really clean out these emotions. So I have a candle. You can light a candle with me, right? I have an emerald green candle for the heart, right? The heart frequency, the whole field of the heart is this emerald green with this inner deep, in the deeper heart, it's this rose quartz pink color. So we're going to really work with that sort of boldness, right? When we are really feeling strong in our heart, we're very bold, right? We tend to be very, very bold. We talk about the heart being a lioness, right? We say I have the heart of the lion, right? I am very charismatic, right? That means that you have a very elevated and you have a very bold heart, right? So in love is about being bold, right? Love is about taking risk, and everything about the heart is, I'm a dreamer, right? I'm a pioneer. I'm a creator. I am imaginative, right? I want to manifest. So anything that has to do with I want to manifest, I want to create, I want to build is all about the boldness of the heart, right? So in any sort of practice of meditation or about healing movement, even herbal tea, is really about unlocking and unblocking the heart, because that's where deeper emotion comes from. And when we really flush out the emotional weight that we carry, that we kind of hold into a cage that really feels heavy on us, right? It can feel like a swamp, like we're literally carrying in our heart a swamp that's just, it's really heavy, very heavy on us. It also can be toxic, meaning that when we have such heavy emotions like a swamp, a swamp has a lot of bacteria, and that can get into our mind, right? And we can create all these mental intrigues, and there's mental intrigues when we haven't flushed our emotions and cleaned, right? Clean out the swamp and really bring in that sort of spring water, like that cold mountain, clean, clear spring water through our body. What happens is that, our thoughts, we can get we can clamp onto the swamp and the sort of the dirt, right? The toxins that are sort of moving through us, moving through our mind and moving through our body. It can make us sick, as we know. Physically, we can get really feeling sick, or just feeling just not well, right? Really drained, exhausted because of the emotions. And also mentally, we can really start to create patterns that are very draining for us to keep playing out, and having that relay with ourselves in our mental body can really take away all our energy. All our creative energy just gets wiped out by these patterns we create psychologically, of that are based off of unhealed emotions of guilt and regret and shame and embarrassment or mistake or self-hate or childhood trauma. And we can really clamp onto these patterns, and it can really distract us. It can create all these sort of illusions, basically paranoia, right? And overall, it can really create we call purgatory for us. So people who experience purgatory or rock bottom or stagnation, being in a rut, right? That purgatory feeling, you're at a stalemate, is really in order. Your body wants to flush, it wants to purge, and because, right, it wants to purge, and that's why you're in this sort of stalemate, because until you purge, until you flush out those emotions, those memories, the nostalgia, the sort of that sentimental and sympathy that we keep indulging in, that could be very, very intoxicating for us. It could be even sort of putting toxins in our own blood, in our liver and our kidneys, a lot of sort of stress on us, right, from that sort of physiological weight, that psyche weight, right? So that purgatory, right, in order for us to move, right, to graduate and to learn, basically learn, experience, and serve, that's everything about the boldness of the heart. So really how we break through any block or break through any sort of what we call this purgatory, the stagnation, is really about the elevation of the heart. Because when the heart is elevated, think about your heart is the first thing that's created when you are in, right, your mother's belly, right? That's the first thing that's established in you. So when it comes to establishing your next move or your manifestation that you want to have, right, your journey, it really does start with the boldness of the heart, right? Because we lead with our heart. Any yogi guru knows you lead with your heart. You're not leading with your brain. You're sort of you're sort of call that your mental sort of, in your mental sort of intelligence. You're leading with the rhythmic intelligence of your heart, which is your feeling body, which is your student to your sensitivity, and you're aware, right? And therefore that makes you very receptive to imagination and to creativity and to ideas and to visions. It's all coming through into the boldness of the heart. And our inability to really act upon that boldness of the heart, or these visions we have, or the imagination or intuition, or this opening of, we could say, knowledge, a self-knowledge, right, is because we have the weight of our heart, right, the weight of our heart. But we can always bring the balance of the scales to our heart, right? So when it comes to flushing out the heart, right, and cleaning the emotions, what I've discovered is, okay, your heart, right, is right here at the center. You call it your heart chakra, right? You have your organ, that's your heart, but you also have your heart chakra, right? And that's really the boldness. So when you really have this sort of fearlessness, right? When you really have this fearlessness about you, this sort of revolutionary spirit, where you can really take on the life, and you can really move it, like you're a mover and shaker. You can really move the life energy into something greater, right? Like climbing the mountain type of thing, or cutting through the mountain, right? Bringing the mountain to sand. That's really the fearlessness of the heart, is really a visionary, very, very bold, very, very bold. And with the heart, with a strong nervous system, right, is a manifester, basically. A very strong heart with a very strong nervous system is a manifester, basically. And everything about warrior practice is about your heart. So when we hold archer's pose in the warrior practice, that's a common thing. In you're grounded in your lower legs, right? it's really about opening up of the heart so that you can feel more bold and feel more secure in your ability to manifest. And then we work on the nervous system through the breath, right? Kind of like somatics, and through the legs, the sciatic nerve of the legs. It is um, really about giving you the sort of giving you the stamina, as well as that strong aura field, that thick aura, where you can really manifest and hold that sort of manifestation for yourself over many generations, and right. So the heart is here, but then we have the thymus, right? And the thymus gland is also known as kind of like the immune response, immune system. And basically you have this whole sort of lymphatic system that's here, right? That's here, and as women you have it like in your breasts, and you have it like around here in the armpits, right? Even when you feel over here and you feel over here, as women you have this whole sort of like lymphatic system even in that armpit, right? And you have the lymphatics, that you have these lymph nodes where they're like little balls. And you can feel sometimes if you have like a dry lymph node, or if you have something that like there's a lot of tightness, you can even feel like a little ball in your armpit. You're like, oh my god, I feel a little ball, right? That means that there's some dryness, there's some tightness, and you need to like kind of massage it and open it up. We also have lymph nodes. The lymphatic system goes throughout the entire breast, goes all the way down to the legs. And we also have lymph nodes basically everywhere, but we also have them even in our ovaries as women, right? And right, so when the lymph nodes and the ovaries get very big, it gets very dry, very tight. Can be very uncomfortable for us, right? And especially in the ovaries, that whole reproductive system. So the thymus basically it flushes. The whole lymphatic system is basically about flushing clean chi into the system, the whole system, right? The whole system. And it's about taking, right? It's about extracting the sort of dead chi, dead chi, sort of, toxins, bacterias, pollutants. And it really is about extracting, it's about pulling it into the thymus. And the thymus is basically, that, like the heart chakra, is this beautiful gland of recycling the energy, right? Just like your emotions, like we recycle them, right? We purge them. That's what purges is. So the thymus is like a system of purging. So the thing that really helps with the whole sort of lymphatic system and the whole purging and this is like a yogic science, it really helps the whole purging of the emotions, and through the lymphatic system and through the thymus, is really that thyroid. The thyroid. So people who tend to have like a lot of tightness in the neck, the lymphatic system is not flushing as much. Think of it like it flushes a lot throughout the day, right? And it's not flushing. It's not giving you a deep flush, right? And if you have a lot of like heavy emotions and it's not flushing, the lymphatic system's not flushing, what happens is that the emotions, they can't move through you. So for example, in my own journey, when I was undergoing, I had some sexual trauma that was causing a lot of emotional, I had emotional weight that was creating all these sort of just conflict in my mind, and overall was making me sick. Very, very much making me sick, draining, very exhausting. So when I started to do what I'm going to give you, this Kriya, it's called the Master Set, and we'll give you another Kriya. When I started to open up this, I started to cry in the most deep, painful, sort of like grief, like came through so much. And as I continued this journey, I realized the more that I was crying, the more that I actually felt clean. And this thyroid, what it was doing is this thyroid was creating a deep flush through the lymphatic system, through the thymus. And the thymus basically knew I had, again, when you have a lot of emotional sort of, pain, that can, again, create a toxin in your body. And your thymus is like, wants to clear it out. But sometimes the neck, when it gets so tight, we don't get as much as a flush through a deep flush, not just a kind of slow flush, like a deep, like a cold shower that just hits you, like real powerful. We don't get that when our neck is very, very tight. So there are people who, they dwell, right? They become as a swamp where they have so much sympathy for themselves and whatever it is, they have so much, they're so sentimental about the things that went wrong and all this stuff, because really they're not getting a deep flush. We're meant to flush out our experiences, and we're meant to be clean and clear, like a spring water, spring river that's moving through the mountain. And basically what it's doing is it's this clean and clear energy that's just moving, right? So we become, and then we become a purgatory, right? Where we're in purgatory, where we're not moving back, but we're not moving forward. We're just kind of hanging out in this emotional swamp, right? Where there's a lot of bacteria, there's toxins, there's pollutants, but the water's just sitting there. Have you seen that? Like a swamp just sits there. It's like literally it's just like just sitting there, like it's not even moving, right? So the lymphatic system is, think of like the water that's moving through the mountain, right? And it's like collecting a lot of clean, clear minerals from the mountain rock, and it's moving it into the water. The minerals, the clean minerals in the water basically purifies the water, right? And then the water, right, we can say reaches a bigger body of water, right? And that's the same thing. Think of it like this thyroid area, right? When we really open this up and like work with it, it really does begin to really open up this whole lymphatic system that's really right here at the collarbone, just below the collarbone. That when this is really open and through the mobility of the neck, everything flushes. And with that, when your lymphatic is flushing, you bet your emotions are flushing with it, right? And your thymus will literally, it will flush out that emotional weight, right? Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna tune in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgare Name, Jagadgare Name, Sadgare Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Adgare Name, Jagadgare Name, Sadgare Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Adgare Name, Jagadgare Name, Sadgare Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to do the master set. Again, I'll show you. We're going to be on like in a child's pose. Okay, like this. You can kind of hang out in child's pose for a moment. Right? So I have my hands behind me. Sometimes I grab my heels, right? If I really need to like pull myself up, and then open the throat like this. And then the breath of fire, even inhale, exhale through the nose. Inhale. Hold. Squeeze. Press the tongue on the upper palate. Squeeze. Root lock. Exhale. Bring the head down. Okay, come up. So that one definitely, it's challenging, especially if you've never done it before. But the more you do it every day, you're going to feel something opening up, and you're going to feel more like clean in the ability that you flush, right? We all need a good lymphatic flush, right? So I'm kind of seated in celibate pose. My butt is between my legs, and then I'm going to come all the way back if you can. If you cannot, you can create your sort of modification, right, based on what is available to you. You can even put a bunch of pillows behind you and just stack them up and then just go back. But I'll show you the pose that we're doing. So that's the pose. And if you can just open your neck back like this, and kind of, you're sort of on the top of your head a little bit, balancing. And I do eagle, so I kind of cross these two arms, right? I do that for about a minute and a half, and then I do the other side for a minute and a half, right? If you can, if it's too uncomfortable, do what you can do. And I also sometimes I put a pillow or block behind in like the mid back, so I can really get that opening of the throat. Inhale, exhale, come up. Okay. So that one right there gives you a real deep flush, right? I'm kind of like fidgety because I'm like, there's like a wall on my head. This hardwood floor is really interesting to do some, some things on. So the next thing is you're gonna open your legs, right? They're kind of like a wide second position, right? You look down and kind of see a wide V. You're gonna kind of sit back, right? You're gonna reach your arms around, kind of like you're putting it under the back of your knee. You're gonna put them on the ground like this. You're gonna do breath of fire through the tongue. and really stretch the throat. Inhale through the tongue out. Exhale, press the tongue in the upper, hold, press the tongue in the upper palate. Exhale through the tongue. Come up and just open the legs wide and just kind of come down. Hold the ankles. And you can kind of rotate your head side to side. Inhale long and deep. And go up and down. Okay, rotation. Inhale, exhale, come down. Whew. See, even that can that can be challenging for me, right? Because I was feeling it in my thighs big time. So, right, something that you can work on. You can do it every day, and you'll start to feel. I feel a lot of things moving. Right? It's challenging, but you definitely feel like a deeper flush. So the next thing we're going to do, a Kriya. That one was called Master Set. This one is, we're doing a thyroid massage, which is also lymphatic massage, right? Any thyroid massage or thyroid Kriya is really a lymphatic flush. Okay. So just follow me. I'm not going to speak. You're just going to follow. Show you from this angle. My chin's tucked in. Just follow everything I do. Make sure you're breathing. Let the hand drop on the opposite side. Both hands are loose beside you. Space in the back of the neck. Pushing that skull up. More space in the back of the neck. Side to side. Pressing on that skull with your palm. Pressing it up. Hands behind you, relaxed. Almost pressing your shoulder blades together. The side. Opposite shoulder, arm relaxed. All the way to the side. other side, like to the side but back. Rotate. Like loosen the shoulders, the arms. You can sigh it out through the mouth. Side to side. Okay, inhale, exhale. So that one, definitely feel it in the shoulders. And when you really open up that thyroid, you really start to feel tingles. Like I feel tingles in my gut right now. So that means when you feel those tingles, it means something's being flushed. And it usually means your chi is being cleaned. Right? Your blood's being cleaned. Also, your chi is being cleaned, which is wonderful. So now we're going to do our little ceremony. Right now that we've like flushed out, I literally feel like an energy sort of tinglings moving through, right? You can even feel it sometimes in your organs, your kidneys, your ovaries. You can even feel it in your thighs. Like the master said, I felt so much heat in my thighs. Basically, it's about the mineral deposit. Your thighs is about your mineral deposit. So basically, we have a lot of mineral in the thighs. So I felt like that was being flushed through the thighs, and it kind of hurt, right? Because I had tightness. I had a lot of tightness. So the energy was, the chi was trying to flush through the thigh, right? Trying to clean out the mineral deposit. But my thighs were tight. So it hurt because the energy, the flush wanted to come through, right? The energy wanted to come through, but it was really tight. So that's why I was a little bit uncomfortable, because the floodgate was wide open, but there's a lot of tightness in the muscle. So I'm using my sage. I'm going to call in Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene. I'm going to call upon Archangel Michael. I'm going to call upon Archangel Gabriel. I'm going to call upon Saint Germain. So just listen to my voice, close your eyes, and receive this great vision of your heart opening. Receive this great vision of your emotional purification, emotional flush, and receive the great love of your manifestation. Manifestation is love, right? We manifested into our mother through love, and we die and we manifest into the spirit world through love, right? And we experience great victory through love, right? So manifestation really is a deep, you can say, self-love, right? To get out of purgatory, stagnation, rut is really about self-love. You can experience self-love through self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, courage, overall, everything that gets us out of purgatory and into our manifestation, it's about being bold. That could be bold in meditating, bold in your discipline, bold in your self-love practice, bold in your assertiveness, bold in your dedication to your creativity. Whatever really it is that manifests for us, I've discovered is the word bold. When your heart is bold, meaning you don't settle for relationships, right? Because you're bold. You're like, I can get something better, right? You're thinking, I want something smarter. I want somebody smarter than me because I'm bold. I'm ambitious, right? I want a partnership that is, and I'm bold enough to go for it, right? That's a dreamer. Somebody who's bold is a dreamer. Somebody who's bold with a strong nervous system is somebody who does what they say, do what they say. So place your hands on your heart. Feel the sort of flush. You'll feel the tingling in your heart. You feel tingling in just your whole body as something is being moved through you. Cleanse through your shoulders. Your whole lymphatic system is very, you've activated it, right? You're moving, it's very fast, right? Just like when you have a very fast metabolism. You're very fast at purging and flushing toxins out, emotional dead weight. It makes you feel drained and exhausted and in a memory and stuck and fearful. Just repeat the mantra with me. As Saint Germain, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, other Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel are with you. Receive them. Open up. Open up. I release, and repeat after me. I release all resistance, stubbornness, and hesitation towards receiving my self-love. I allow myself to be deeply inspired by the word love. I understand higher creativity is higher love for self and other. I'm willing to be bold to manifest greatness. I take back my emotional power. I purge all emotions that have me caught in a memory, fear, sympathy. I allow my bold heart to direct me, to demand of me change. I am worthy of bold love that nourishes me all the way. I understand my bold heart is my intuition. I need intuition for self-knowledge. Self-knowledge gives to me greater manifestation power. I am safe and comfortable in my bold heart. I thicken my auric field to provide utter protection. With a thick, powerful magnetic aura, my bold heart is safe. I awaken visions of my future self. I release all delays, procrastination, fear, and anxiety associated with my future self. I am willing and able to follow through on my bold heart. Life is exuberant when my heart is charismatic. I release all person, place, or thing that leaves my heart bored, incomplete, and unmoved. I follow that which gives me a bolder heart. I take back the power of my manifestation. I give my manifestation to my most manifested life. I am an extraordinary, radiant person. My true radiance begins at the bold heart. I release all emotional ties to person, place, or thing that leaves me stuck, confused, and in doubt. I elevate my bold heart. I nurture my bold heart. I feed my bold heart boldness. I am meant to live with a charismatic, fearless heart. My creative destiny is reliant on my bold heart. I desire to fulfill my creative destiny. Therefore, I will do what I need to do to bring about the fruition of my fearless, bold heart. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to close out with this chant. Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Hare, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Shakti Karuna, Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Shakti Karuna Hare 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 Hare. Inhale. Bring your hands together at the heart. Exhale. Inhale to chant Sat Nam. Long Sat. Inhale. Sat Nam. Bow to yourself. And so it is. So it is. So it is. Sat Nam. So there's something powerful about the word, right? First there was your word, right? We say the word of God. First there was your word, right? And we say do what you say, right? So what you say you tend to do, right? So it's kind of like what you speak, right? It's very powerful, right? Because when you speak, your tongue is basically wiring your heart to follow. Because your tongue, you have the same, the tissue of your tongue, the same tissue, your tongue, cell tissue, the tongue and the heart have, right? So what you speak, your heart tends to follow, right? Because your word, your heart wants to follow your word, right? So your word can be a mantra that's very powerful and your heart will follow. Your word can be something that's not powerful and your heart will follow. So we're in this, the spiritual battle has always been there, right? So your word will speak of creativity and your heart will follow, and your heart will begin to lead in the word that you command, right? It will begin to manifest according to your word. Now, if your word is destruction and I hate myself and all this kind of stuff, your heart will follow that and your heart will begin to manifest according to your word. So when we say follow your word, when we say do what you say, that's your heart. Your heart will do what you say, right? So if you say I can't do it, your heart will begin to basically respond. And it'll do that. Okay, well, I won't do it. I won't use my bold heart to get you anywhere. If you say, you know what, I'm going to find it, the tool, the spiritual power, whatever mantra I need to get me where I need to go, and your bold heart will do that. It will lead you. It will give you the extra creative edge you need to make that leap of risk, chance, whatever it is. Because your heart, when we talk about people who make risks or chances, it's about somebody who has a bold heart. You don't make a risk in your mind. Your subconscious wants you safe, nice and cozy in what is known. Your subconscious does not want to take a risk, and it will not want to take a risk, and it will resist you tremendously. But if you have a bold enough heart, you will take a risk and a chance, and you will basically tell your subconscious, obey my heart. Right? And what will happen is your subconscious, it wants to serve you. So when your bold heart basically is the prevailing force, your subconscious will have to surrender because your heart is more powerful than your subconscious whatever. So therefore your subconscious wants to serve you because that's its purpose. So it will up level because you demand it, because you actually do what you say. Now, if you don't do what you say, your subconscious will be like, ha ha ha, yeah, right, you're never gonna do it. You're never gonna do it, ha 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 ha. You're just, you can't do it. Your mom, dad says you can. Your childhood says you can. Da, 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 da. But if your heart is bold and your word is strong, powerful word, mantra word, right? Sut nam, and your heart gets very bold, your heart will literally, your subconscious will come out and your heart will be, no, we're not playing that today. And your subconscious will be shocked, like you're shocking it, and then your subconscious will have to rewire itself. It will have to change, which it doesn't want to change, but it will have to, because your heart is doing what you say. So therefore your subconscious, if it still wants to exist, which of course it wants to exist inside you, it will have to change, and it will have to take a new choice, take a new pattern. And your subconscious will look at that new pattern and be like, I'm not feeling it. I don't want this new pattern. It'll be like a little pouty face, like, I don't want that pattern. I want to keep it as it is because I'm fine with it as it is in my childhood phobia. But your heart, since your heart is the prevailing sound current, your heart will do what it says, and your subconscious will have to, by the word of your Sut Nam, will have to, it will have to take on a new choice, a new pattern, and that will set a totally different stage for you, and the sort of possibility of what you could manifest and magnetize to you. Once your subconscious begins to take on a new choice, a new pattern through your dedication to your word, your creative mind path, you bet you'll start to feel more sort of magnetism in your ability to have possibility and opportunity arrive, and to actually grab it and have the energy to hold it and to believe in it and to actually see it through, rather than in the old subconscious choice and pattern. You just let it slip through your fingers, you didn't grab it, you just wasted your time, or you had this childhood phobia and this childhood memory of a kid who belittled you, and then you didn't believe in love, or you settled for this guy and he really isn't moving your chakras or moving you anywhere, right? When your word is very strong, when you follow that word, when your heart becomes very bold, whatever subconscious generational trauma or ancestral curse is lurking in there that wants to keep it the same, keep it the same old mommy, daddy, grandma, grandpa type of life that you don't want, or you maybe want, but you want to expand it, you will be able to make a new choice, new pattern, and eventually through your dedication to your word, because it's not just a day, it's like 10,000 hours of your word and doing what you say. It's not 1,000, it's 10,000 hours of doing what you say, right? Following the bold heart, then your subconscious will have no choice, right? With 10,000 hours, your subconscious is like, okay, there's no way I can beat somebody who has 10,000 hours of a powerful new choice, a powerful new pattern, a bold heart. I cannot win. So the subconscious will surrender and be like, okay, I will let go of this childhood pattern and choice, and I will take on the pattern, the choice of the 10,000 hour mantra. So that's just kind of how it goes. So Sat Nam.